Hey, it's Rex Sykes, and welcome to another episode of Create Your Best Life with Rex. I'm your host, and my co host, Danny Walsh, will be with us in just a moment. But I'm about to introduce you to one individual who discovered Think and Grow Rich during one of the most difficult times of his life. Due to a failed business venture, he'd lost his home, his savings, he was facing bankruptcy. He had to tell his wife and children what was going on. But by using the principles outlined in Think and Grow Rich, he started from scratch, and without any help or pull, he got out of bankruptcy within 6 months, and he built a multi-million-dollar business again. So realizing the impact that Think and Grow Rich had on his personal and professional life, he undertook a mission to enrich the world through Think and Grow Rich. And so he bought the rights to teach Think and Grow Rich philosophy from the Napoleon Foundation with a blank check. And he now owns rights to several countries around the world to teach this timeless philosophy that has impacted over 125 million people worldwide. And he believes that any human being can throw away the chains of limitations, poverty, and failure if one understands and applies the core principles of Think and Grow Rich. He's also been inducted as the Chancellor of Success University by Junior Achievement, featured in the Hollywood movie called Think and Grow Rich. The Napoleon Hill Foundation honored him with its prestigious Gold Medal Award for his meritorious and entrepreneurial achievement, a medal that's given every 4 years to one individual in the whole world. And previous recipients of this honor, just so you know, include people like Ted Turner, Earl Nightingale, Mary Kay Ash, Og Mandino. So this is the equivalent of being considered, or this consideration is the equivalent to the Nobel Prize in the personal development industry. So who is the man I'm going to introduce you to? If you don't already know him, it is Satish Verma. And so if Danny, my co-host, would come on up, and we'll bring up Satish.
Hey,
Hi, Dan. You excited about our talk today with Satish?
yeah, this is going to be awesome, and I think we get straight into this, right? So I'm going to bring Satish up on stage, because what an amazing intro and such an amazing story. Hey, how we doing?
Amazing, absolutely amazing.
So good to see you, my friend.
Thank you for your kind words.
You know what's the audience doesn't know. By the way, we're coming to you a little bit later than we normally would. This has been a schedule change, and we'll talk about that another time. But one of the delights in my life recently was I ended up in Chicago with Bill Walsh at one of his seminars, and Satish is speaking there. And I come in, I'm, ready to go burst into the seminar room, and I hear Rex, and I turn around, and it's my friend Satish outside of the seminar room. And it was like, so good to see you and be again with you in person and get to hang out while we were together. This is the guy who not only knows his stuff, but walks his talk and walks his stuff, and has made it available to millions of people all over the world. And so welcome, my friend.
Thank you, Rex. Yes.
Well, you're busy. You speak all over the place, and you've got a heavy schedule, and you consult, and you do so many things. I mean, you might want to fill us in a little bit about that. But so I thank you for taking the time to be here today.
My delight. Yes.
He's also the author. Can you hold up the book? This is a great book, Adversity and Advantage, by Napoleon Hill, and Satish is the author of that book, or he annotated the book. So very, very cool. So his commentary is gold. Trust me on that one. If you don't already have it, if you don't already know who it is, you are in for a treat.
Well, this is going to be so much fun, and I think people watching this live or on the replay, and people to share and spread the word. But just listening to that introduction, Satish, that's like so amazing. And you know, Rex opened with this story about you was kind of like facing bankruptcy and all of these issues that kind of catapulted you into this Think and Grow Rich life. Talk to us a little bit about that for people who just have never heard this before, and I guess going from fear maybe into this new way of thinking. What that must have been hard at first. I don't know. Tell us the story.
When you face bankruptcy and you have everything to enjoy in life, and all of a sudden it's wiped out overnight, everything that you have, uh, and all of a sudden you feel that something's wrong with you, what you have done, right? And you start to go into self-pity mode, and and when you lose everything, every loser becomes your advisor. You know how it is. Like, every person is telling you that, oh, you should not have done that, we knew this will happen to you. And criticism from every corner, all four corners, everybody's attacking you, right? At that time you have only one friend, that's your inner self. Listen to that conscience, what it tells you, what you are really as a human being. And when I was thinking like that, that's the time I came across my mentor who changed my life. And I was attending a seminar, and I explained to him what happened to me. He said, "Why don't you read this book? Think and Grow, it'll change your life." And I'm thinking in my mind, what is Think and Grow it's going to do? I have a master's degree in literature, and I'm an educated person and all this. I had made money. So he said, no, 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 it's amazing. So I bought the book for $3 some cents from Cole's bookstore at that time. And that was 30 plus years ago. I'm not talking about yesterday or something. And Danny, how it is, sometime you meet people, you shake hand with them, it feels good, eh? It just gives you different vibrations. And when I had this book in my hand and I'm flipping through the pages, somehow something feels good. I said, there's something good about this. I'm not reading the book, I'm just flipping the pages. And all of a sudden, on the last page, they gave the name of the Napoleon Foundation. They said, well, we offer the course of this book. And I wanted to fix my problem as quickly as possible. I said, maybe I should take the course, and it'll change my life quickly. So I called them. They said the cost of the course is about $300. And I had only $500 left in the bank. So you think about this, how you handle this. You talk to your wife, and we are almost divorced because of this. Because you say, look, we got to pay the rent, we got to do other thing, and now you're taking this stupid course. What is it going to do to you? But you're conscious. Listen to that. I said, there's something good about this. And I managed to send them $300. In those days, the course was offered through correspondence. There was no internet in those days. There was fax machine had just started to come in at that time. And finally, I sent them the money. They sent me the first lesson on this course. That was the total transformation in my life, the first lesson itself. And this is what it taught me. I want to share with everyone. It said, success in life is a game. Any game that you want to win, you must know the rules. And if you don't know the rules, you are going to be a failure in life. And no school, no university, no college teaches you those rules. No school, no university, no college teaches you how to become a positive human being. They never teach you how you are going to handle failures and adversities in your life. They don't teach you how you inspire yourself and inspire others. They don't teach you how to make money, right? And they don't teach you how to become a magnetic personality so you can influence other people. And all they give you a piece of paper by the end of your program, and you say you are on your own. I said, wow. And then it said those who follow those rules, those who know those rules, they become the players in the game of life. And everybody else stays as a spectator in the game of life. What do you want to be? A spectator or a player? And spectators have to pay to get in to watch the players play the game. Then I read one from Jim Rohn, a quote. He said, formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. So you make the choice what you want. That's number one thing I learned in in that program, in that course. Second thing, which is very, a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know what Napoleon material is all about. It said there are man-made laws and mind-made laws. First, I thought about man-made laws, mind-made laws, what the heck they are talking about. And then it said mind-made laws supersede man-made laws. And whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve is a mind-made law. Now, three things I said. Mind-made laws and man-made laws. Mind-made laws supersede man-made laws. And whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve is a mind-made law. This was like a bolt of lightning that hit me when I read this. I'll tell you why. Because I had just gone bankrupt. And everybody told me that for 6 years, no bank is going to give me any credit. I'll always be, my credit will be messed up, and there's no hope of getting any credit from the bank for 6 years. I said, but that's a man-made law. Look at how much one thing that can impact you. You never know when this can happen. I said, but that's a man-made law. But it says mind-made law is whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. If I put my mind that I will be out of bankruptcy in 6 months, I should be out then, because that's my mind-made law. Otherwise, whatever the mind can conceive and believe doesn't apply, right? So let me put this to test. I said, I'm going to cross every T, dot every I, and see what happens in this course. And I did. And guess what? I was out of bankruptcy in 6 months. How did that happen? This is a very powerful story. Like I can share with my audience. I share that in my seminars and workshops. It so happened when I was going through all these motions, I said there are only two things that can get me out of bankruptcy. One is if I win the lottery, or a banker may be able to help me. I said, lottery I don't believe in. See if I can find a banker. And this is Danny, this is like a hair-raising story. Like, so all of a sudden I get a call from a banker. He said, I have problem with my family. I was counseling in those days, and I heard I have problem with my teenagers. Who doesn't have problem with their teenagers, right? So I did a awesome work with his children. Everything went fine. And we went for lunch. I knew what was going to happen. I was going to pay the bill, but I'll pay cash. And he's going to ask me why you're paying through cash. Why don't you use the credit card? This is exactly what happened. He said, why don't you use the credit card? I said, I don't have it. He said, why don't you have it? Then I told him what happened to me. He said, oh, you come to the bank. I have personal power to give you a credit for $1,000. A credit card I can give you. So I got one credit card. Then all of a sudden another credit comes to my house. You know how they used to market in those days. Another credit card. One with 1,000 limit, one with $5,000 limit, one $10,000 limit. So what's going on here? So I bought the house. I made an offer on the house. This is like amazing. I'll tell you. I go to my banker friend. I said, listen, I need the mortgage. He says, Satish, nobody on this planet is going to give you the mortgage because of your record, because of you have gone bankrupt. They are going to check everything. And I gave you the credit card because we didn't need to check your credit. I said, sure, you can do this. I know you can do. He said, no, I can't do this. I said, but I made the offer. He said, it doesn't matter. There's a condition upon financing, and you can get out anyway. And I come home. My phone rings. In those days, there were no cell phones. Banker on the other side. Satish, I want to talk to you. Come back to the bank. And I go there. He gives me the form to fill it. I said, what's that for? He said, for your mortgage. I said, what happened now? He said, I don't know what the hell is wrong. Your bankruptcy not showing up on the system. This is powerful, I'll tell you. He says, so get your mortgage. I get my mortgage, move into the house. After about a month, my wife go to JCPenney store in Minnesota. And they were offering her special discounts if you buy their card, if you apply for their card. And she applies for that card and it's declined. Say, what happened? Oh, your credit is not good. I said, oh, what the heck? But now I moved into the house anyway. How does this happen? How did that happen? Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. Think about this for a moment. But people, they don't know how to conceive the idea. This is the problem. If they conceive the idea, they don't know how to believe the idea. And if you don't believe it, you're not going to achieve it anyway. So Napoleon Hill very clearly states, you have to conceive the idea in pictures. You have to picturize what you are looking for. And I was picturing myself out of bankruptcy all the times. I said, it's just a temporary phase in my life. It's going to disappear. I know that. I never thought anything else. I said, my credit will be okay. I get the credit card, I get the mortgage in the house, everything was so normal for me. So this is what people don't understand, these mind-made laws and man-made laws. So I understood them very thoroughly, I'll tell you. I studied a lot of stuff in that field and I know how it works. And third thing I learned was, it's the ability to influence other people is the most powerful currency you will ever possess. Look at the sentence he's using. He said, ability to influence other people is the most valuable currency you will ever have in your life. And will teach you how to influence other people. I said, oh my God, this is amazing. Fourth thing, it taught me that there is an infinite power that controls our destinies. We are surrounded by this power. If somehow you learn how to make a connection to this power, you will be able to face any adversity, any heartaches, any impediments, because you have a power which is totally limitless. And you will develop a kind of sixth sense when you connect with that power. And by that, you will discover your other self, which knows no limitations, no problems, and you are the best version of yourself after this. That's a number 4. And number 5, he said, humanity is looking for 2 things. Everybody looking for 2 things. Number 1 is peace of mind. Number 2 is money. One can't exist without the other. So you must know how to get those. I will teach you how. Both. So this was my first lesson. And when I got out of bankruptcy, I said, I am going to teach this philosophy to the whole world one day. It works. Guess what I'm doing? Isn't that wonderful?
Love you for doing it.
And Danny, something very interesting. Few years ago, maybe 7 years ago, I was doing a seminar in a city. During the lunchtime, a man walks up to me. He said, I know you from somewhere. This is very interesting. This is hair raising. And did you live in this city at one? I said, yes, I did. I saw his name, first name. It said Andy. I said, what's your last name? He gave me his last name. Then I looked at him. This man was totally different looking. He had lost all his hair and I could not recognize him. He was the banker who forced me into bankruptcy, and is taking my course. So this cycle, this karma is very beautiful, I'll tell you. If you are really sincere about what you are doing, if you know what you are doing and you are very sincere about this can create a lot of amazing stories in people's lives. So there's nothing magical about Think and Grow Rich. I and Rex were discussing this thing. If you take possession of your mind, then you control everything. But if you don't take possession of your mind, mind controls you. Okay? So that's the kind of this philosophy is all about. It's more than, it's not about making money, it's making you as a person who can have and be and do anything in their lives. And once you learn to do this, then you are in control of everything.
You know what I really appreciate about what you're saying and knowing you and listening to you and is that where I think so many people go wrong
Yes.
and where they miss so much from Napoleon Hill's work or any of these works essentially, and where they sadly willingly push it on other people and market it to other people is the notion that it's either all about doing or it's all about thinking, which fine. I mean, that's okay because it is at one level. But it's I'm going to put it to you this way: if I want my dog to fetch a ball, I have to train my dog to fetch the ball. I have
Yes.
to condition the dog so that it will do what I want it to do.
Yes.
But that's not where it ends. That's the means for me to get some form of satisfaction.
It's true. True.
And what people miss, but what you so wonderfully pointed out, is that there's like this infinite intelligence. It's about the connection with this infinite intelligence
Sure.
is why you do the stuff down here.
Yes.
But this isn't the end point. It's to have that freedom, to have that release, to have that connection, to have that sixth sense so that life works considerably different for you. And what most present day gurus do is have you chasing all these different things, trying to get different things, and miss the connection that's responsible for getting you all of it. It's where he said, if you the notion that if you make the connection or if you think right, then the universe conspires to help bring it about for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Rex, I agree with you. I want to share something else with the audience, which they are not aware of.
Yes, please.
About Think and Grow Rich. Why do you think it has sold 125 million copies? Not a penny has been spent on advertising. Why? And why a lot of people who write books and they call themselves best-selling authors and they have not sold even 10 books?
Right.
Why? And we have never claimed that Think and Grow is the bestseller after selling 125 million copies. Why is it? And I'll tell you that it's going to be mind-blowing for the people who are listening. And I hope they get a kind of message from here. And this is how they have to live their life too. When Napoleon wrote this book, Think and Grow Rich, he was working as an advisor to President Roosevelt at that time in the White House in 1930s. Okay. And the country, as you know, was going through recession, depression, you name it. There was no money. Banks were closing left and right, high unemployment. Nobody had any money. Understand? This is what the situation, and Napoleon is stacked in the White House at that time. And he's writing this book, and president is negative, his advisors are negative, church is negative, universities are negative, media is negative, everybody's negative. And publisher would call him every day. He said, Napoleon, when are you going to send this book to me? And he would not send the book to the publisher. You know why? Napoleon Hill felt that the tempo in the book was very slow. He felt that a lot of negativity has gone into this book because everybody, all the vibrations have gone into this damn book. So he felt there's something not good about this. So what he did, He went away, wrote the same book word for word, rewrote word for word the same book with a different mindset. There are 60,000, probably 269 words, approximately, I'm talking about in this book. And every word has positive vibrations. And those words draw people to Think and Grow Rich book. Look at the power, what we talked about. In that, every word that has been written in this book came from a different source, because Napoleon Hill was connected to the source. He said, need help. And message came, this book, if you send it, is not going to sell, man, because negative vibrations have gone to this book. Go somewhere else. So you start getting those messages automatically when you're connected to the source. And this is the reason Napoleon Hill himself was surprised. Why it is 5,000 copies sold in the first week, 7,000 the second week. And he started to analyze. He said, this is the reason it's sold, because he said, energy in there, man. A positive energy is there in that book. So whosoever is listening to this, for God's sake, don't call yourself best-selling author if you're not.
Right.
Don't call yourself, oh, I'm best-selling author on Amazon if you're not. Okay? And you will see your life. And aren't they embarrassed when they say that I'm best-selling author? Shouldn't they be embarrassed by it? And they know they are not? As if they have sold hundreds of copies and thousands of copies. Come on, man. Let's get serious about life here.
What you point out is, well, let me say that point for just a moment. So we're about at the halfway point almost, and if there are people watching live, because again, Facebook has not allowed me to post to my wall, so I don't know if there are comments or not, and because we stream to multiple places, I don't know. We'll try and get those comments up there. If you have questions for Satish, we'll do that. Otherwise, in the replay, like and share, and if this is speaking to your heart, share it and leave comments. The James Allen or the Bible, whichever you want to quote first, said, as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. So it's important to walk that walk, to talk that talk, to be congruent, and to have the high vibe. What I so love about what you said is it's all about energy, really. And we were talking all about higher source and power and this connection. And people forget that when they do a job, if their heart isn't in it, the energy they put into that job is a heartless job energy. And if their heart is in it, as obviously Hill's was, it's in every word. And since energy exists, whether here, there, then, now, everywhere, equally distributed, it doesn't matter if you're reading the book in 37 or in 2537. The energy is still there. It's still available for all of us. And so many people, again, they miss it, and they argue over little things that make no difference. But before I continue, I want to tell you one of the most astounding things I love that you said today, apart from everything else and including everything else, was people pay to watch the game that they pay the players to play in.
Yes.
If people don't understand that, they pay hundreds of dollars to go to a sporting event to watch somebody else get paid to do what they're not doing. It just, to me, is like, it's mind-boggling. Yes. They observe, and they pay to observe when they could be playing. So knowing the rules and playing the game,
yes,
is where it's all about.
That's all about rules. And he gives us the tools. Napoleon gives us the tools to use them in our life. And imagine if a plumber is coming to your house without the tools. And he says, I'm going to fix your pipe. And he's trying to do it. And he breaks his fingers or nails or whatever it is, because he doesn't have the tools. The same thing happens to a lot of people who try to succeed in life without the tools, right? And what are those tools? You have to become positive. You must know how to make the connection with the higher source. You must know how to set your goals. You must have a plan to set the goals when you set your goals. You must develop a kind of personality that draws a lot of people to you, and understand that our mind is like magnet. It draws to us the people, the circumstances, the way we are thinking. You don't have to work at it. You don't need the hard work to go and ask people help me. No. If your mind is like a magnet, understand this thing. And magnet, because the dominating thoughts that we hold in our mind, and those dominating thoughts are going to draw the people to you and the circumstances which you are looking for. So every step, a lot of people, as I said, a lot of people have plans. Oh, this is what my goal is. Oh, yeah, Napoleon told me to write my goal. Oh, he told me to write my plan also. And they write 5-6 steps on the plan. After writing, they say, wow, I did this job. Then they talk to their friends. Friends say, are you crazy? You can't achieve this. You can't do this. Nobody has done this. They talk to relatives, the same crap they are going to tell them. And what happens? That piece of paper stays there where it was. That's the one stage people go through. Second is, then they start doing it. Say, well, this plan, it's not working. They go to step 2, step 3, it's not working. Plan is not working, that means goal is not going to work. Right? They give up. 95% people on this planet do this. Every day I see them. Napoleon Hill never talks to you about this. He says, your plan is very tentative plan. If you have faith in your goal, faith means you're connected to the source. All this source wants you to do, take the first step. That's all. Second step is going to unfold itself. So will be the third one, and the fourth one, and the fifth one, and the next one, and the next one. Because your plan was tentative. The real plan comes to the source, from the source. I have never done anything in my life. This is what I want. This is my first step. That's the only thing I have taken, the first step. Second step, I don't know what it is going to be until I take the first one. That unfolds itself. Third one unfolds itself. How easy the life is. Think about this for a moment. But we make it complicated. Oh, I have to write my plan. 6, 7, 8, this I'm going to do. They fail in the first prospecting, then they say, oh, plan is not working. Why? Because you're not connected to the source. That's how important it is to have that kind of connection to make life easier for you.
I'm so glad that we're going down this pathway, the three of us, and the audience that's listening, because, Hill had to say himself, he had to say it's think and grow rich, not work harder and grow rich.
Yeah.
And so many people have you work and struggle and effort and risk and write all these things out and do all these things. And it's like chasing the shiny objects and being distracted. And as you so just aptly said, is that instead of going, maybe I should just adjust my plan a little bit, or just have more faith, and just allow things to unfold, they give up their dream. And that's why I said, you have to be definite, you have to have clarity, you have to have a white hat. But I mean, it all goes back to how you're vibrating, what you're broadcasting, what you're able to receive. It goes back to the higher source, not all the daily mundane things that we do. The only thing we have to do is just train our brain to be in touch with that.
Yeah.
So I would just lastly say, because you mentioned it, a lot of people nowadays are talking about toxic positivity and positive thinking doesn't work, and don't, and I'm kind of like, well, if you're not thinking positive, what's the alternative? What are you thinking if you're not thinking? So you mentioned it, and Hill talked about it. What would you say to those people who say, positive thinking is fully, it's not worth it?
Okay. See, I coach a lot of people. That's also my business, counseling people, marriage counseling, teenage counseling or career counseling. I ask them simply one thing: what do you want? What do you want? Oh, they say, I really want my relationship to be good in life with my spouse or with my children. I say, so what are you willing to do for this? Well, that I don't know. I don't know what to do. I said, what kind of commitment you're going to make to this? Are you taking the first step or not? He said, what do I do? I said, no, no. My question, are you willing to take the first step? If you're not willing to take the first step, I can't counsel you. So what is the first step? First step is be positive that this is going to work out. If you can't conceive the positivity in your mind, and those people who are telling you this thing, Rex, toxic positivity, let me give you an example. Suppose you are very heavily in debt, very heavily in debt. Say, damn it, I'm screwed. Look what happened to me. You know what is going to happen? I have so much debt, so many bills to pay. I'm going to get, I hope I don't lose my job. First thought, how I'm going to raise my family, how I'm going to put the food on the table. And if I look at the negative file that's opening up in the mind, I could possibly lose my job. The way economy is, I'm going to lose. And then because of this continuous negative thought pattern going in their mind, they underperform at work. So what happens? You get fired, don't you? Of course, whatever you are thinking, see what happened. Now another person who is a positive person, he say, yeah, I'm in debt, man. I'm going to talk to my creditors. I'm going to talk to them. Look, I'm going to pay you only so much. Say 99% of the creditors will listen to you because they also want their money. And when your mental attitude is now straight, positive, so I'm going to work hard at work, so I get the promotion, or take a extra course so I can make more money. Two pictures of the same situation. One is negative, who gets fired. Other one is who's getting promoted. Right? So which picture you want to pick? And you talk to me positive toxicity. Where is your mind, man? And you are happy with wherever you are? Are you? No, I'm not. So don't you want to change then? Because all the negativity that you have is brought you where you are right now. Don't you want to change it? Oh, but I heard it all. It doesn't work. I said, have you tried it? Oh no, but everybody else is telling me. So all those people who are telling you that positivity doesn't work, reason is because they don't know how to become positive. This is the problem. If they knew how to become positive, which we teach in our course, they will be able to become positive. There are, Napoleon talks about probably 46 or 47 ways to shift your mind from negative to positivity, and how it's done. I had gone bankrupt. A lot of people told me, oh, 6 years, no banker is going to give you the money. This is what's going to happen. And I'm reading books about those people who got out of bankruptcy. See, this is my attitude. Understand this thing. Whatever the situation is, everybody faces situation in their life. The how you are going to respond to the situation is totally within your own control. If it's raining outside, oh, it's a negative thing, right? No, I still want to put a raincoat and take my umbrella with me. I'm going to still do it. That choice is my choice. It has nothing to do with the rain anymore. So the way I'm responding to the situation is totally within my control. And people don't know how to respond. This is the problem. They only respond to the situation the way it is. but they never respond to the situation the way they want to see it. They should see it. So that's entirely the choice of individual, how you are going to respond what's in front of you. Not what the situation is. Not what the situation is, but how they are going to respond to this. That's what determines your destiny.
That
It's
is
not-
so beautiful. I don't want to step on your word there. That's wonderful. I want to turn it over to Danny in a second to talk with you. But Napoleon Hill, you quoted him earlier. What's the mind a man can conceive and bring himself to believe he can achieve, and a lot of people don't even believe it before they start it.
Yeah.
And what he essentially says is that, using his approach, using this philosophy, using these methods, and he does tell you how in Think and Grow Rich, you can convince yourself
Yes.
that it is possible, not only possible, but that it will happen and that you can make it happen.
Sure.
And you open up those channels
Sure.
for it to happen. But if a lot of people don't believe they can do it even before they start, they haven't even taken the first step and they're like, well, I don't think that's going to work, or I don't know. And they're listening to all the other people. What I love about you and your story is because you have that experience.
Yes.
You can hear all these people go, well, it doesn't work. And you go, but I know differently.
Yeah.
Because I've experienced differently. I know what's possible because I've actually gone through it, where you're not even going through it. You're mentally, shutting it down before you even have the opportunity to go through it.
True. So whose choice is this of responding to the situation? It's my choice. Isn't that true?
Yes.
So that means that way I want to respond to that is my picture of the mind. That's the picturing power of my mind. Right? So if I can insert that picture in my mind, the situation is not going to do anything to me. Right? Because I'm in control of my response to the situation. A lot of people divorce. For some, it's a very happy day. For some, it's a very tragic day. It has nothing to do with divorce. It's the attitude of the person who is responding to that situation. For some people, wedding day is very stressful. For some, it's a very happy day. Same things happening to both people. Understand this thing. So it's the way we are responding to the things is more important than the situation itself. So if we learn that, then I can totally control my destiny. Totally. I'll tell you, nobody's in control of my destiny but me.
So good. So many cool comments. People coming in, just totally agreeing. Extremely well said, Winter Jones. Got a bunch of people. Terra's here as well. Max here. Austin's here. There are some people in the groups and on YouTube as well. Just all extending the thanks and gratitude for everything that's being said here. Tony is in the chat. Kayleen is in the chat. I'm getting notifications from lots and lots of different places. Cheryl Cassell is here. Katie is in the place as well. And everybody's kind of agreeing and nodding along to this amazing discussion and amazing insight. I think it's fair to say that there are not any successful people that were negative or didn't take the first step, right? Is if there are, that I don't think there are, right? So they can't be. By what we've just said, they can't be.
Yes. I have yet to meet negative person successful and happy. I have yet to meet one.
I don't think they're out there, right? And being able to control your own destiny, I guess, in that time when you feel hopeless and you don't have a clear way out, it is predominantly down to the thoughts that manifest themselves in your mind at that time that will take you one way or another. And I know there might be people watching this right now who feel hopeless and there's no way out. Listening to you, they're thinking, this is possible. Mm-hmm. At one point in your life, you had that, this is possible. You took the course, you got the calling. How do we nudge people along that path if they're still sat on the fence thinking, seriously?
As two things. Number one, as I said, respond to the situation. Don't react to the situation, right? When the doctor says medicine is responding, it's a good thing, right? But when doctor says medicine is reacting, it's not a good thing, right? So most people react to the situation. Number one, learn to respond to the situation. That's number one. Number two, take any step when you're stuck. Doesn't matter which way it goes. Who cares? Otherwise, you feel stuck, which is a lot worse than taking the step, right? Take any step and be ready for the consequences. That's all. And that power to face the consequences is all within us. And some people say, Satish, but what if it turns into tragedy in my life? I'll tell you something. If I had a crystal ball in my hand to predict your future, and I say, well, Danny, these are the troubles you are going to have in life. This is the impediment you are going to face. This will be this thing, this thing, this thing. You would say, Danny, he says, Satish, if that's my future, I don't want to live. I don't want to be even born. But we are born, aren't we? But when the tragic situation does come in our life, we all have, nature has given us a reserve power within us to deal with that. Some death of loved ones or anything could happen. Nature has already prepared us for this. So why am I afraid of? The best thing in my life is I'm alive, man. What can be the greatest thing in my life other than this, that I'm alive? I'm given this privilege to face this adversity and become whatever I want to be still in my life. Which other creature on this planet has this privilege? You tell me. Which other creature has this privilege? Isn't that wonderful that we are alive? And you are worried about that somebody took your money or somebody cheated you. I'll tell you something. The strange thing. 2 weeks ago, my daughter's account was totally wiped out from the bank by some fraudsters. Totally wiped out to zero. She tried, couldn't get it back. Calls me, said, Dad, this is what happened. I said, so we are going to have fun now, right? That was my response. Why? I can't do anything about it. Right? So let's keep on. I said, you're okay? Dad, I'm okay. I said, good. So Napoleon Hill talks about this also. He said, you can start from scratch without pull. All you need is a sound mind and sound body. That's all. You don't need anything else to succeed in life. You don't even need education to succeed. Sound mind means positive mind. Okay? Sound body. Yeah, you should be healthy. Everything else based on what you are thinking, you're going to draw to yourself. You're going to draw automatically what I'm thinking. My thoughts are like magnets, man. I don't care. I'm not concerned about who I'm going to meet. I didn't see Rex meeting in Bill Walsh's house and see what's happening today. Aren't we together? Did I predict I'll meeting Rex? So whatever comes in front of you, enjoy, man. Live life. Are we alive? Is the greatest blessing in our life? And only, I'll tell you, miserable people have a long life. Let me explain it. Miserable people have a very long life. People who are positive, they have very short life. Okay, let me explain what I mean. 100 years for a positive person looks like 25 years. Life went just like this. It's just like sitting with a beautiful woman or man in a park. 24 hours just go, oh my God, it's over. That's how positive people are. Miserable people, they are dead at age 25, 30, 35, 40. They are dead. Though we don't bury them or cremate them till they are 70. So they are waiting to die. They like their lifespan is very long for them. It's so difficult for them to live that day. So they keep on waiting for that day that they can be buried. Positive people will never. Positive, I'm alive, man. I'm alive. And for them, 24 hours is like 24 minutes. So this is what happens to a lot of people. Those who don't love what they do, their lifespan is very, very long, but they die soon. Positive people love what they do. They live a long life, but lifespan is very long, but they live very short life. So people have to make that choice. What do I want to be, positive or negative? You make that choice, right? That's not my choice. I can make it for you.
We only have a little bit of time left. We got a little bit more than 5 minutes left or so. But I've been really appreciating and enjoying this. You brought something up that Napoleon Hill talks about. A lot of people tend to gloss over that too, and that is, treat yourself right, eat right, sleep right, exercise right, take care of yourself. Because if it's about vibrating, your health is an important aspect of that. Your physical vibrance, your mental vibrance, your emotional vibrance, your spiritual vibrance. And one of my absolute favorite quotes is a Bible quote, and I don't care if you believe the Bible or not. That's not why I'm using it, but that this is the day the Lord hath made. Rejoice and be glad in it. It's the Bible voice, and the thing that I try and point out so often is it doesn't say rejoice in some of it, but not the other stuff, or rejoice in the good stuff, but not the crap. It says rejoice. This is the day the Lord hath made. Rejoice and be glad in it. And however many days we actually have, nobody can say. But your day should be so filled with wonder and fascination, and be captivated in enthusiasm and love for yourself. If you're abusing your body, you're also abusing your soul, your spirit, your heart, your mind. You can't be, thinking positively and feeling horrible by what you do. And so he has, it's a kind of a full spiritual, mental, physical, emotional, financial guidelines that he's provided for us to live a happy, successful life, having peace of mind, and being able to enjoy material wealth.
Absolutely. But people don't understand. They think Think and Grow is about making money. Right. This is the damn problem. A lot of people think that way, but it has nothing to do with money. It has everything to do with you. Some people may not understand this. We talk about financial independence all the times. What's the better than that is emotional independence. Yes. When you're emotionally independent of the negativity of others coming to you, when you're emotionally independent that no negative person can influence you, when you're emotionally independent that I don't need any recognition from anybody, you know what? That's the real freedom. That's the real freedom in human beings. Real freedom is not that I made a lot of money, I'm financially independent, but you're slave emotionally to everything else. You're slave to, you are not free, man. You're absolutely still a slave. Okay, you may be financially independent, but you are really not. Always constantly your toxic relationship, always seeking approval, always seeking recognition. From who? If you don't know your own self, if you're not secured within your own self, nothing can make you secured. Nothing. No house, no money, no car, nothing is going to make, no relationship, if you don't feel secured within your own self. And that choice we have to make. How I am. Am I emotionally free? Emotionally independent? When you are a star, I'll tell you. Then all is good in your life. Right?
That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Danny, we got a few minutes left. Anything you want to say or observe or ask?
I think we possibly need a part 2 of this. And Satish, just gratitude and so much thanks for doing this and delivering this message that I think so many people need to hear, must hear. And it is about taking that first step. It is about that positive mindset, and it is about that, I guess, belief that anything is possible. And I think some people collect books and put them on the bookshelf. You only need to read 3, 4, 5 pages of Think and Grow Rich, and you can start to move in the right direction. Mm-hmm. To wrap this up, and I know we've got a link and some stuff we want to share of yours, but is the first step opening the book, opening a book?
First, I was opening the mind book first. That it's going to work, right? It's going to work in my life, right? If we can have this open up, right? And I'll tell you, this is the greatest computer given to us. Can't be better than this. This is the mind. This was the first personal computer of human beings given to us by some higher power. And it made many personal computers. So, but we have virus all the times in there.
It wrote many books.
Yeah.
So good.
I love you, Satish. I really do. And whenever I get to spend time with you, either online or in person, it's a good day. And the energy always carries me far and near and wide and the whole thing. So I appreciate it. Would you hold up your book again, Adversity and Advantage? Because that's something that, a lot of people, just the title itself, Adversity and Advantage, is something that people ought to understand. And Hill talks about that, and as do you. And then, Danny, you're going to put the link there so people can find the Think and Grow Rich Institute so that they can reach to Satish when possible. Yeah, and I agree. A part 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 23.
Yeah, we can teach the entire course.
We could do that. And perhaps we will. I think that I look forward to a long and fruitful association, continuing to do things like this and others to help make the world a better place, because it's certainly a better place because you're in it. And I appreciate you for being here. And we're all better off by being here with you. So thank you.
Oh, my delight. Absolute delight to be here, Rex. So nice to see you. So nice to see you. So, Danny, so nice to meet you virtually.
It's been a pleasure. And let's continue to spread this positive message into the world. And folks watching, please feel free to go and spread this message even further. This has been an amazing opportunity and a great meeting that we've had this afternoon, this evening, this morning, wherever you are in the world. Thank you from me.
Thank you for having me. Okay, anytime. All right,
we'll take you up on that.
Yeah.
No problem. All right. Okay, guys.
Have a great rest of your day. Well, that is one. I love Satish. It is a delight, and I am so thrilled. And you know what, Danny? We didn't plan it, but it happened that we're doing this book study on Napoleon Hill, and Satish had this show arranged for our second day. So anyone who's in the book study must watch this, and anyone who's not in the book study might want to get into it. Yeah. But being able to listen and hang and spend time with Satish and learn from his wisdom, not just his wisdom, but wisdom comes from experience. It's from his experience that's truly important.
Yeah, so good. And look, the book study link's down below. If you sign up, you get the Zoom link straight away. If you're in it already, you've got a Zoom link in your inbox. You start delivering that in 2 hours time, Rex?
It's something like that. I think 8 p.m. Central Time tonight.
I've been through so many times.
So many time changes today. It's been crazy, and I've got other things in front and behind it. So so in a couple of hours, if they go to that link, they will get all the details about when and where. You know what? It occurred to me that for the VIPs, maybe we could ask Satish to come in and be a special guest and have a special section for those people who sign up for the VIP program. I think that would be I think that would be
if you want that, and you go on there, and then on the next page there's a VIP offer, then I'd go take it, because what you bring to the world and the people that you've met along your journey, Rex, and all of these opportunities. Every single week we come off this show with a similar, like, whoa, that was cool, right? And I know if you hear Rex and I putting all of this stuff together and the conversations and the tech and all of this stuff is crazy, but every single week that we do this, we are delivering so many amazing people, so many amazing messages, and we've not met a negative person yet on this program. There's a message in that, Rex, right? Definitely.
Absolutely. And part of it is because we happen to be surrounded by really cool people. You know, I always think that, you know, I'm one of the luckiest people on the planet because look who's on the show. You know, I mean, look who shows up. Look who comes to the book study. Look who's hanging with us. You know, I mean, hanging out with us. I mean, that is really what is it about. You know, when Satish mentioned how you attract the circumstances, and you attract the people, and you attract the experiences, you know, to make your life that much more wonderful. That's what we get to experience.
Yeah, 100%. So book study link is down below. We are moving 1 hour forward for all future shows, so all the times will be changed by 1 hour to reflect that, just to adjust around a few other schedules, which we appreciate, everybody. And if you've watched from the beginning and you're a fan and you've watched every single show, thank you. If it's your first time joining us, thank you. And wherever you are in between, we appreciate you so much. Book study, I know, Rex, you've got stuff with speaker Eric Swanson, and there's all these other things that you're doing. I don't even know where this stuff's streaming. And a big shout to Mo Rock, I believe, is somewhere watching in the ether somewhere. There's so many people. Winter Jones, Jordan. There's so many people watching this right now, and we appreciate every single one of you, wherever you are in the world.
Well, and I want to remind people that it's also in replay. The moment this ends, it's in replay. It's at Create Your Best Life with Rex YouTube channel and some other places as well. But you can use that. I would say go subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you're always notified when there's a new show. And if you can't make it live because you work or you have plans or you're vacationing or you're with family or for whatever reason, you can always catch it in replay. And when you do like it, comment, and most importantly, share it. And the reason I ask you to share it is because if you've been touched by it, if one of my guests like Satish or something that Danny says or some, one of us, you know, if you've been touched in it, you feel that, you know, you have been benefited, then spread the good for other people so that they too can experience that, you know, spread the wealth, spread the goodness. And so that's what we ask, because you can help us reach more people than we could ever reach by ourselves.
Yep, so good. And Rex, thank you as always. Book study, Outwitting the Devil. We're doing that in a couple of hours' time. Register and you get the link and the times and all the rest of it. If you're already registered, that is in your inbox. Same link as yesterday.
And I would encourage people not to register for the book study more than once, because it just confuses the system. But if you're registered, you get a Zoom link and you can show up in the thing. And if you didn't get a Zoom link or whatever, email us and let us know.
Messages, reach out. We're here to help. Next week we've got another amazing guest.
I'll tell you a little bit about our guest next week. You're going to really want to tune in. He just texted me a moment ago.
Yep. So I'm hoping that I figured out the times on this poster. So it is. I'm just going to make sure that we've got the.
You show me, and I'll tell you if it's correct.
It's going on the screen whether we like it or we don't. It's about to upload, but I'm hoping that the times are correct. It's just uploading now into the system. So we've got this for July.
You got it right. You got it right. 2 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern, and 10 p.m. UK. We just moved the show back an hour, or put the show an hour later. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. RexSykes.tv is the URL, and you can go there and find all sorts of stuff right there at RexSykes.tv. This is Jamie Nieto. Jamie Nieto is an Olympic athlete. He was a high jumper. He competed twice in the Olympics as a high jumper. In fact, as the oldest high jumper in the Olympics competing. He, I think it was 8 and 12. He missed 8 and 16, and he missed 12. And in 2016, while teaching and demonstrating, he was injured from an accident and was a quadriplegic, with the no possibility, even almost no possibility that he ever walk or move. They said at best he may one day be able to feed himself if he was lucky. And Jamie I write about him in my book, Life on Your Terms. You can read about him there. Jamie is a wonderful man. He's a man of faith and principle and of mindset. And because of his Olympic athletic conditioning and understanding that process, it wasn't that long afterwards that he said he was getting married, and his wife, Siobhan, is a beautiful, wonderful singer. She was on America's Got Talent. She's also an Olympic an Olympic champion, and in hurdles, running a race in hurdling, he wanted to walk her down the aisle unassisted, with no assistance, no walker, nobody holding him. I think it was 18 months after he was paralyzed, quadriplegic, and that's exactly what he did. So if anyone can think of himself well, Jamie's been doing it. He's continuing to progress. He works as an actor, writer, producer. He texted me a little bit ago. He had a meeting with a mutual friend of ours. He said, hey, don't worry about the time change. I'll be there. So next time he will be here for you to talk. And so join us when we have Jamie Nieto and subsequent guests. And I want to, again, just thank Satish Verma for being here. It was just a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to speak with a really good man about really good works. Think and Grow Rich. We'll see you in the Book City. We'll see you next time. We'll see you here. We'll see you there. RexSikes.tv.
Bye, everybody. Thanks, Rex. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.